Hey, Double here. Today we'll be having a video that showcases Braixen's Oki options, what makes them good, what makes them bad, which ones you should use in which situations, and such like things like that. So let's get started. First off, let's start with FLAMETHROWER. So FLAMETHROWER as an option is mostly for callouts. If the opponent pushes a button on Wake Up, you get a good amount of damage for it if they decide to get hit by it. The thing is, it doesn't beat Wake Up CAs. If you do it that way and they Wake Up CA, you're gonna get crit. On block, FLAMETHROWER does keep you safe from any 9-frame low option or from grabs, allowing you to get a punish on that if they decide to go for it, if it gets on it. But if they go for a 5Y or any mid option after your FLAMETHROWER, you are forced to block. You cannot do anything about that. It's up to you, honestly. It's not the best option. Next up, we'll be going over JX. JX is not that much better than FLAMETHROWER. It's a lot easy. It's really easy to mess up, and messing it up gets you anti-air or crit or whatever it might be. But if you time it right, it allows you to stay safe on counterattacks and allows you to add more pressure onto your mix-up game. So you can 4X it, you can jump it, or something like that, depending on who you're going against. The timing for it's pretty strict. That's something that you really want to go for. But if you want to add that onto your mix-up game, go for it. You get damage off that if you hit as well. Now we have an option you're more likely to use, which is 8X. 8X is a meaty, is pretty good, honestly, on hit, and it's on block too, so you can mix it up with either air dash back, air dash forward, JY, flame charge. The thing that makes it not as good as others is that it's a commitment that can be punished, and it's not assist cancelable. So once you're committed to it, you're committed to that option. It's something that you can't really take back. If an opponent has a command counter, let's say Lucario has E-Speed or Pikachu has Volt Tackle, Reptile with his Leaf Blade, you can be hit out of 8X if you time it too late. You can clash with E-Speed and Volt Tackle, as well as beat out Leaf Blade and Smog, but timing 8X to beat E-Speed is a lot harder than it's worth. You're more likely to get crit by than you are to actually clash. It's easier to get it on Pikachu since there's less counter frames on his Volt Tackle, but even then it's not really the best option, and that's something that's present. As for Leaf Blade and Smog, if you time the 8X late enough, you can just blow straight through it and beat both of those options, no matter what you want to do. Like, no matter what you want to do. They Wake Up with Leaf Blade, Wake Up with Smog. You time it late enough, you can beat it. Same thing with Libre's Wild Charge if she's unenhanced. You can just go straight through it and beat it out. The thing about 8X in the Sceptile, however, it's very specific, is that he can Leaf Storm it. Yeah, you heard that right. He can Leaf Storm it. So don't time it incorrectly against Sceptile. If he's risky enough to go for it, he can do some mad damage to you. There's also the thing that with 8X against Weavile, if they just Wake Up and mash 2X, no matter how you time that, time it meaty, time it late, time it early, time it whatever, however you want, they will go straight under it, or they will hit you. This is also the case for Shandy's 8Y or any other frame 1 invincible 8Y that's in the game, so doesn't mean you also need to keep an eye out for. Charge counterattack. It's an option we haven't really used since the first couple of months of the game because we thought it wasn't really as good as it used to be. But it's still a decent option to use as a meaty against certain characters. So what makes it so good is that if they block it, that's 20% of their shield gone, and you have plus frames to work with. So if they block it and they try to push a button, they get hit. Or they keep blocking, you have extra pressure to go on that without having to waste your assist. If they want to use an armored option like Side Strike or Wake Up Burst, can't do it. It pierces straight through. Wake Up for counterattack or command counter, pierces right through. They get hit for it. They take damage. They can't really do anything about it. What makes this good over something like 5X to assist cancel is that if you do 5X to assist cancel, then you Wake Up for armored option, you lose. You lose that trade. Like, it's just something that you can't do anything about. You take the damage and something you can't really stop. But if you do charge counterattack instead of doing 5X assist or anything like that, you win. They can't do it. They can't Wake Up with that option. They lose the trade, their interaction, and hopefully they die. There's also light screen. What makes light screen a decent option is that it gives us a safe option against armored moves like Mewtwo's Side Strike and Shandy's Overheat, as well as it being safe on hit and on block, at least against most characters. On block, it's virtually unpunishable, especially when it's EX light screen. There's no way anyone can punish it in time. And on crit, you can get a full combo, either it be a grab or an 8x FCC or something like that, an assist combo, something like that to work with it. The problem is against characters like Lucario or against Shadow Mewtwo, they can punish it with their 2 Ys, Lucario being only by the wall and Shadow Mewtwo being either by the wall or at mid-screen. It kind of sucks, but that's how it is. But EX light screen is completely unpunishable by both of them. There's no way they can punish it at all. EX Flame Charge is a very underutilized and underrepresented tool for Oki, because people don't really think about doing it. It beats armored options besides Garchomp's burst attack for free. It'll either trade with them, which is honestly not that bad for us, or it'll give us enough time to actually walk back out of the armor option and hit it and punish it for free for even more damage. If you're lucky, they'll just flat out die. It's even better, in my opinion. If you do it low enough and meaty enough, you can also beat out CAs with your 4X or counter attack of your own, or maybe block it yourself. The issue with Flame Charge EX is that it's easy to miss time and that it loses to command counters pretty easily. Like if you have a Leaf Blade or a Smog or E-Speed, you just win. But on block and on hit, it's one of the better options you have. Now we have 5X and 5XX. One of the common weaknesses that our grounded options have on Oki is that they can be backdashed by every character. But what makes 5XX so scary is that the second hit of it comes down and swings down and hits the opponent out of their backdash to prevent them from being an option for them. So, although the damage isn't really that high off of a 5XX confirmed, it's still a discouraging factor for most players. On block or on counterattack or hit or whatever it is, you can assist cancel 5X. So if they do anything at all, like you see, you want to keep up pressure, 5X assist cancel. That's one of your better options overall. One of the flaws of 5XX is that between the 2 hits, people can CA in between it. But if you have an assist up, you can just cancel the second hit as well and keep it. Now we have 5YY, probably the 3rd best option we have as Oki. So on meaty, this Oki beats every option if you know what to do. So 5YY light screen beats a lot of options if you know the timing. Same with 5YY flamethrower, 5Y flamethrower. It beats options or keeps you safe from being punished. So Suicune CAY, we get past that. If they want to charge their CA the entire time, 5Y8A will beat it, especially if it's EX Flamethrower, because it has more hitbox and lasts even longer. The timings are pretty hard to do so. You need to be able to know what your options are, what their options are, and the timings for all of it. So it's kind of a issue in that regard. It loses certain command counters, like Smog and like Leaf Blade, if you don't pick the right option. So like 5Y Light Screen would beat Smog, 5Y Flamethrower would beat a Leaf Blade. And Fire Punch especially, you can do 5Y Flamethrower to beat that out. But the thing is that the timing is so specific and so tight that if you're more likely to trade than you are to actually beat it, and it's not a trade you really want to do. There's also the fact that you can assist cancel your 5YY or 5Y, so if you don't even want to bother taking a guess on a flamethrower or a light screen, you can just Emolga, Umbreon, whatever assist you have that can beat out their CA, and go from there. There's also delayed Psybeam, which in my opinion is the 2nd best option we have in terms of safety and utility. Delayed Psybeam can't be backdashed, even by the ghosts. If they get through it, you can see that, react to it with 5X or whatever you want to go for. The meatiest option allows you to get a good confirm if you see it on reaction, and you can also fake it for a grab. So even at mid-range, even at the wall, it's one of the best options we have off of the knockdown. It also doesn't cost any phase shift points, so it's basically just free damage for us. We can also use it at long range and continue pressure, or use it to see a CA that they're doing from long range, and punish either boomerang or for an assist that we have to keep them from trying to do that. There honestly isn't really that many downsides to delayed typing, except for the fact that if it's a short character like Pikachu or Libre or Weavile, they can duck below it over 2x it and get past it for free. And that's the one option, that's the only one downside that there is to delayed typing. Now we have the best Oki option that Braixen has, which is Fire Spin. There are literally no downsides to using Fire Spin as an Oki, especially Charge Fire Spin. You have all the time in the world to see if they have either blocked it or CA'd it or used some sort of a special assist to try and get out of it and punish accordingly. So even if they use Burst to activation and try and get out of it, they still gotta take the block. So it's time wasted on their part. There's literally no reason to not go for this if you can. Like, if you want to stay safe, get chip damage, possibly set yourself up for something even more, do more pressure, whatever it is, whatever you want to do. Fire Spin is your best option. Fire Spin can also be faked to get a grab, just like delayed typing can, which makes it even better in that regard and even more of a potent option for both. Now that we've gone through everything, let's go through a brief overview of what we've learned today. So, starting with FLAMETHROWER, a good part about it is that it does decent shield damage, it's safe on shield, but it's risky as a callout and it loses to both CAs and command counters, as well as also doesn't work on short characters. Charge is Jumping X. It has high damage potential and it's plus 12 on block, as both good points for it, but it's easy to mess up. There are definitely better options out there. It loses to command counters as well. As for 8X, it beats some command counters and clashes with others, and you can get further mix with it with air dashes, but you can't support cancel it. It's a really big commitment, and it's easy to mistime it and get punished for it, so it's not the best option. As for Charge CA, it's plus on block by having to use an assist. It pierces every armored option out there. It does a 1/5 of a shield's health and damage, but it can be backdashed, and its overall damage output is lower on hit than would be other Oki options. Same with Light Screen. Pros for is that it allows for combos on crit, it's pretty much unpunishable in most of the cast, and it's safe on counterattack. But it loses to command counters like a lot of our other Oki options, and by the wall, if it does hit, it scales the combo rather intensely. EX Flame Charge. It does half of a shield's health and shield damage, which is honestly really nice, and it beats a lot of red armor options except for Guardian's BA, like I said earlier. And it's generally safe as a meaty, but the big downside to it is it's really easy to mistime. I mean, mistiming it and misspacing it is rather common with that option. It's something that you'll do more often than not. 5X and 5XX. Upsides to it is that they're support cancelable, it leads to good damage on the wall, and in mid-screen. It's safe on block for both hits. Second hit allows for combos and it catches backdashes. The bad points are that the second hit of it, if that only hits, it scales the combo afterwards extremely heavily. Both hits can be backdashed, and like most other Okis that we have, lose to command counters. 5Y and 5YY. What makes 5Y and 5Y so good is that it's support cancelable and special cancelable, so it gives you more options than you would otherwise. But like everything else is said, the most common weakness for our Okis is that they can be backdashed. And the potential damage output overall for it is lower than it usually would be with 5X or something like that. Delayed Side Beam. It's extremely plus on hit or on block, so you can visually confirm if it hits and go from there. You can also fake it for a mix-up into a grab or even more damage. It doesn't have any phase shift points attached to it, so you can hit them as many times as you want with it, and it'll never shift. The EX version allows for a half-screen Oki option if you get a hard knockdown from that far. The only downside to it is that if it's a short character like Pikachu or Libre or Weavile, where they have a low slide that's frame 1 invincible, or moves them forward, it'll whiff on them. Just straight up whiff. You can't really do anything about that. And lastly, we have Fire Spin. It's extremely plus on block. It's extremely plus on hit if you don't do it meaty. It can also be used as a fake, like delayed side beam. It's guaranteed chips, since most people know not to try to counterattack it. If they do decide to counterattack it, you can react to it very easily, and I mean extremely easily. As for cons, what cons? There really are no downsides to using Fire Spin. Literally zero. And as for that, that's pretty much all I got for you guys. Thanks for watching the video. See you in the next one. Double here to show you about some of Braixen's key options. I am fucking tired.